Guru Garangagandhar Vikagiri Shishi Radha Vinod Bihari Ju ki jai. Shri Govinda Gopinath Madan Mohan Ju ki jai. Nityalala Pravishtam Vishnupar Ashatarashata Shishimar Bhakti Vedanta Narayan Gosai Maharaj Shila Gurudev ki jai. Nityalala Pravishtam Vishnupar Ashatarashata Shishimar Bhakti Vedanta Vaman Gosai Maharaj ki jai. Nityal Pravishtam Vishnupara Shuttara Shuttashmar Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Nityal Pravishtam Vishnupara Shuttara Shuttashmar Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Gosai Maharaj ki jai. Nityal Pravishtam Vishnupara Shuttara Shuttashmar Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Gosai Prabhupada ki jai. Nityal Pravishta Maha Bhagavat Srila Gorksharas Babaji Maharaj ki jai. Nityal Pravishta Srila Satchidananda Bhakti Vinod Thakur ki jai. Nityal Pravishta Vaishnav Sarvabhauma Srila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj ki jai. Shri Rupanu Gauriya Guru Varga ki jai. Shri Rupa Sanatan Bhatta Raghunath Shri Jeev Gopal Bhatta Das Raghunath Sharda Gosai Prabhu ki jai. Shri Sarup Damodar Rai Ramanandari Shri Gaur Parshad Vrinda ki jai. Nama Chai Shri Haridas Thakur ki jai. Prem se kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Shri Kshetra Mandala Gaura Mandala Vraja Mandala Mathura Vrindavan Dham ki jai. Sarva Abhishta Vridhata Giriraj Maharaj ki jai. Shri Radha Kund Shama Kund ki jai. Shri Yamuna Devi Ganga Devi ki jai. Shri Tulsi Maharani Vrinda Devi ki jai. Jai Shri Nityalala Pravishtam Vishnupad Shrimad Bhakti Vigyan Bharati Gosai Maharaj ki jai. Nityalala Pravishtam Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Bhagavatirtha Gosai Maharaj ki jai. Nityalala Pravishtam Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Dait Madhav Gosai Maharaj ki jai. Nityalala Pravishtam Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Pramod Puri Gosai Maharaj ki jai. Nityalala Pravishtam Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Gosai Maharaj ki jai. All the associates of Jagadguru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. And the disciples and followers of those associates. And the and the grand disciples and great grand disciples and great great grand disciples of those associates ki jai. Jai Shri Hari Nams Jai Śrīla Vṛndāvana dāsa Ṭhākura ki jai. Chaitanya Lila Vyas Śrīla Vṛndāvana dāsa Ṭhākura ki jai. Jai Shri Narayani Devi ki jai. Jai Shri Chaitanya Bhagavat ki jai. Jai Shri Śrīla Vṛndāvana dāsa Ṭhākura Tirobhav Titi ki jai. Titi Palan Kari Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Jai Shri Hari Nam Sankirtan ki jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrinda ki jai. Samagata Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Shri Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bo. Hare Krishna. So we will begin we'll do the Mangala Charan and then begin our reading. I'm going to use the Mangala Charan that we used for our Chaitanya Bhagavat program today. Okay. Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Guruve Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadbhaktaya Namo Namaha. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Ajanulambita bhujo kanakavadato sankirtanaikapitaro kamalaya Vishvambaro Dijavaro Yugadharma Palo Vande Jagat Priyakaro Karunavataro. This is the very first verse of Chaitanya Bhagavat. I worship the incarnations of mercy, Shri Gaur Nityananda, whose arms extend to their knees, whose complexions are dazzling, who inaugurated the Sankirtan movement, whose eyes are large like lotus petals, who nourish the entire universe, who are the best of brahmanas, who protect the Yuga Dharma, and who are engaged in performing pleasing activities for the welfare of the world. Namastrikala Satyaya Jagannatha Sutaya Cha Sabhrityaya Saputraya Sakalatraya Te Namaha Avatirna Sakarunyo Parichinno Sarishvaro Shri Krishna Chaitanya Nityanando Dvau Bhrataro Bhaje Sajayati Vishuddha Vikrama Kanakabha Kamalayate Kshana Varajanu Vilambishar Bhujo Bahudha Bhakti Rasabhinartaka Jayati Jayati Deva Krishna Chaitanya Chandro Jayati Jayati Kirtis Tasya Nitya Pavitra Jayati Jayati Bhrityas Tasya Vishveshamurter Jayati Jayati Nrityam Tasya Sarva Priyanam. All these verses that we're reciting, these are the first verses from Chaitanya Bhagavat. Adeshi Chaitanya Priya Goshtir Charane Ashesha Prakare Mor Danda Paraname Tabe Bando Shri Krishna Chaitanya Maheshwar Navadvipe Avatar Nama Vishwambar Tavai Vasmi Na Jivami Tvaya Vina Iti Vigyaya Devi Tvam Nayamam Charanantikam Bhaktya Vihina Aparada Lakshai Kshiptashtakamadittaranga Madhye Kripa Maitvam Sharanam Prapanna Vrinde Namaste Charanaravindam Bhaja Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Oh, and also these are just a few selected verses from Chaitanya Charitamrita about the glories of Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat and Śrīla Vṛndāvana dāsa Ṭhākura. Actually, just last night, Vaijanti Mala Mataji, she went through Chaitanya Charitamrita and she looked for all the verses that describe the glories of Śrīla Vṛndāvana dāsa Ṭhākura. And she found 60 verses. She sent them all to me. 60 verses that just describing the glories of Śrīla Vṛndāvana dāsa Ṭhākura. So, but here are just a few from those 60 verses. Actually, the verses that she sent me were just about his glories. Not half of these verses are about the glories of Chaitanya Bhagavat. So, anyhow, okay. Ore mura loko shuno Chaitanya Mangal Chaitanya Mahima Jate Jani Beshakal. And this is from Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Lila, chapter 8, verses 33 to 42. So Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami says, "Oh fools, just read Sri Chaitanya Mangal." That's what it was called before. And then later it became Chaitanya Bhagavat because Lochandas Thakur also wrote Chaitanya Mangal. So, oh fools, just read Chaitanya Mangal. By reading this book, you can understand all the glories of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Krishna Lila Bhagavate Kohe Ved Vyas Chaitanya Lilar Vyas Vṛndāvana dāsa. As Vyasadeva has compiled all the pastimes of Lord Krishna and Śrīmad Bhagavatam, Thakur Vṛndāvana dāsa has depicted the pastimes of Lord Chaitanya. Vṛndāvana dāsa koilo Chaitanya Mangal, Jahar Shravane Nashe Sarvaya Mangal. Thakur Vṛndāvana dāsa has composed Sri Chaitanya Mangal. Hearing this book annihilates all misfortune. Chaitanya nitar jate janiye mahima, jate jani Krishna bhakti siddhanter sima. By reading Sri Chaitanya Mangal, one can understand all the glories and truths of Lord Chaitanya and Nityananda and come to the ultimate conclusion of devotional service to Lord Krishna. one second. I just realized I forgot to share the link in the other group. One second. There. Okay, sorry. ভাগবতে যত ভক্তি সিদ্ধান্তের সার লিখিয়াছেন ইহা জানি করিয়া উদ্ধার. In Sri Chaitanya Mangal, Śrīla Vṛndāvana dāsa Ṭhākura has given the conclusion and essence of devotional service by quoting the authoritative statements of Srimad Bhagavatam. Chaitanya Mangala shune jadi pashandi jaban, sheho maha Vaishnav hoy tatakhon. If even a great atheist hears Sri Chaitanya Mangal, he immediately becomes a great devotee. Manushe rachite nare aiche granta dhanya, Vṛndāvana dāsa mukhe bhakta Sri Chaitanya. The subject matter of this book is so sublime that it appears that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has personally spoken through the writings of Sri Vṛndāvana dāsa Ṭhākura. And it says here, Manusha rachite nare. Such a glorious scripture was not written by any human being. Actually, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu spoke through the mouth of Vṛndāvana dāsa Ṭhākura. That's what it says. Vṛndāvana dāsa pore koti namaskar, aiche granta korite ho tarila sangsar. I offer millions of obeisances unto the lotus feet of Vṛndāvana dāsa Ṭhākura. No one else could write such a wonderful book for the deliverance of all fallen souls. Narayani Chaitanyer Uchishta Bhajan, Tar Garbe Janmila Shidasa Vṛndāvan. Narayani eternally eats the remnants of the food of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Śrīla Vṛndāvana dāsa Ṭhākura was born of her womb. Tar ki Adbhuta Chaitanya Charita Varnan, Jahar Shravane Shuddha Koilotri Bhuvan. What a wonderful description he has given of the pastimes of Lord Chaitanya. Anyone in the three worlds who hears it is purified. Now this is from Madhya Lila, chapter 4, verse 5. Sahaje vichitra madhur Chaitanya vihar, Vṛndāvana dāsa mukhe amriter dhar. By nature, all the activities of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu are very wonderful and sweet. And when they are described by Śrīla Vṛndāvana dāsa Ṭhākura, they become like a shower of nectar. Jai Śrīla Vṛndāvana dāsa Ṭhākura ki jai. Jai Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat ki jai. I just thought of something. What did it say? Narayani Devi is, I think she's Kalimbika, who is the assistant wet nurse for Krishna. So like when Ambika, when she's not able to breastfeed Krishna, then I don't know. This is kind I have to I don't I have to look this up. But yeah, I think Kalimbika is like another one of the um you call it wet nurse, right? She also breastfeeds Krishna. And I just when we were singing that now, it, in Krishna's pastimes, Krishna is drinking the breast milk of Kalimbika. But then in Mahaprabhu's pastimes, it's reversed, right? Like uh, Narayani Devi she takes the remnants of Mahaprabhu. Has anybody heard a point like that before? I just popped into my head just now. Um, all right, so Dandavat Pranams, everybody. Let's see who's here. Sarveshwari Mataji, Nari Hari Prabhu, Bhavatarani Mataji, Yashoda Mataji, Rukmini Didi, Anadi Krishna Prabhu, Guru Nishta Prabhu, Chatamai Mataji, Nitai Mukeshji, Brian, and on YouTube and Facebook, there are 12 devotees there. I only see the names though of those people who wrote comments. So I see Raseshwari Mataji. I'm guessing Indira Mataji is there. Ananda Didi, Vidyalalasa Didi. Oh, and Rukmanjari Didi is there with Rukmini Didi, Rasiraj Prabhu, Dandavat Pranams Prabhu, and Nitai. Haribol Nitai. Haripriya Didi, Ganga Mataji, Vangshiwala Prabhu, and all the other devotees, Dandavat Pranams. Also pranams to all the devotees watching in the future. Haribol. So today's program is going to be divided into two parts. The first part, we're going to go through we're going to read in this book, Sri Chaitanya and His Associates by Srila Bhakti Vallabha Tirtha Goswami Maharaj. We'll read the glories of Śrīla Vṛndāvana dāsa Ṭhākura that he gave us. And then after that, we will read the two last sections of the book, Sweet, Sweeter, Sweetest, and then we'll have concluded the book. And then after that, a disciple of Srila Bhakti Vallabha Tirtha Goswami Maharaj, his name is Madan Gopāla Prabhu. He'll be joining us and he'll offer his puṣpañjali to his Guru Maharaj. And then tomorrow on Akadashi, more devotees will glorify, like Nri Hari Prabhu and Papatarani Mataji and Rukmini Didi. And I don't know who else would like to offer their puṣpañjali, but yeah, you can contact me and let me know. So, all right, let's begin. And this is just another of the many glories of Srila Bhakti Vallabha Tirtha Goswami Maharaj. But this is something that Nitai says, Dandavat Pranams. Dandavat Pranams, Nitai. Very well. So Srila Bhakti Vallabha Tirtha Goswami Maharaj, he gave us this book, and there's another, well, this book especially, I think it's probably had a huge impact on the lives of so many devotees. Definitely has had a big impact on me, because normally all these different days of Mahaprabhu's associates throughout the year would just go by, and maybe I'll say their name in a Jaidvani, but I wouldn't really go through the trouble of looking up where their glories are and reading anything. But Srila Bhakti Vallabha Tirtha Goswami Maharaj made it so easy that throughout the entire year, the many, many, many titis, the appearance days and disappearance days of all these associates of Mahaprabhu and our Guru Varga up to the modern times, he made it so easy that we can properly honor them and, yeah, hear their glories all throughout the year. So this is a book. If anybody has not gotten this book yet, I highly recommend you get it. It's available on Amazon in Kindle format, and they just reprinted this version. They revised all the translations to make sure it's more close to the Bengali. And yeah, just type in Sri Chaitanya and His Associates on Amazon and you'll find it. Yeah, very wonderful book. If I didn't have this book, my year would be very different. So. All right. So, Śrīla Vṛndāvana dāsa Ṭhākura. Vedavyāso ya evasir daso Vṛndāvano dhuna Sakhaya kusuma pīda karyatastam samavishat. Vedavyas became Vṛndāvana dāsa Ṭhākura, Krishna's friend, yeah. And Krishna's friend, Kusumapid, also entered into him for the sake of the Lord's pastimes. That's from Gaur Gonadesh Tipika 109. So Śrīla Vṛndāvana dāsa Ṭhākura, he is Vedavyas and also Krishna's friend, Kusumapida. Oh, just one thing. Sorry. Before, like right after we finish this program, I'm going to prepare. I've made two posts about Sridhar Pandit from Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat. We've translated some verses from, and after this class, I'm going to I have a little bit more work to do, but I'm going to go through the translation a bit more, and then I'm going to post it on my website, vineofdevotion.com. Maybe I'll try to write a little something about Śrīla Vṛndāvana dāsa Ṭhākura as well. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, so if you would like to see that, this will be part 3 of the series on Sridhar Thakur. And yeah, you can go to my website, vineofdevotion.com, and if you subscribe there, then you'll get it in your inbox when I send it out. And I'm also, anyways, I'll talk after. Okay, so Vedavyas described Krishna's pastimes in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Non-different from Vyas, Vṛndāvana dāsa described Mahaprabhu's pastimes in his Chaitanya Bhagavat. So there's Srimad Bhagavat about Krishna and Chaitanya Bhagavat about Mahaprabhu. His book was first called Chaitanya Mangal, but when Lochan Das later gave the same name to his biography of the Lord, it was dubbed Chaitanya Bhagavat. And I think it's very appropriate. There's Srimad Bhagavatam and Chaitanya Bhagavatam, both by Ved Vyas. Vrindavan Das's mother, Narayani. Vrindavan Das was born on the Krishna Dwadashi of the month of Vaishak in 1429 of the Shaka era. That's 1507 AD. Some say he was born in Mamgachi in the Navadvip area. Others say his birthplace was in Kumarhatta. His father was Vaikuntanath Vipra, who originally came from Silhet. His mother was Narayani Devi. Narayani was the daughter of Srivas Pandit's elder brother, Shri Nalina Pandit. Kavi Karnapur also mentioned her name in his Gaur Gonadash Tipika. He said, Ambikaya Swasayasin Namni Shrila Kilimbika Krishno Chishtam Prabunjana Seyam Narayani Mata. Kilimbika, who used to eat Krishna's remnants, was the younger sister of Krishna's nurse, Ambika. That's Srivas's wife, Malini. In Mahaprabhu's Leela, she became Narayani. Huh. That's interesting. It says that Kalimbika used to eat Krishna's remnants. And Kalimbika is the younger sister of Krishna's nurse, Ambika. Huh, okay. Interesting. For some reason, I thought that Kalimbika was also one of Krishna's wet nurses. I'll have to look in Radha Krishna Ganadishtapika. Might explain there. Okay. And Haribo Rohini Nandan Prabhu. Okay. Narayani also achieved fame because Gaurasundar bestowed his mercy on her when he gave her his remnants. Narayani was only a small child of 4 when the Lord displayed his divine form in the Mahaprakash and Srivas Angan. But the Lord still made her intoxicated with the ecstasy of prem. If I remember correctly, that whole Mahaprakash Leela is such a dramatic chapter in Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat. It's so intense. That's where that whole thing about Sridhar Pandit is in my last post. Anyways, but if I remember correctly, the end of that Mahaprakash Leela, that's finally he gave his remnants to Narayani Devi. And then she started, crying in prem. Maybe we could, I understand it's not enough time. Okay, whether born in Mamgachi or in Kumarhatta, Vrindavan Das spent part of his childhood with his mother in Mamgachi at the home of his maternal grandparents, where Narayani was married. Because Śrīla Vṛndāvana dāsa Ṭhākura's father passed away when he was just a baby, I think, or when he was a small child. And so then his mother went and lived with her parents. Vrindavan Dasa's Gaurnitai deities are still worshipped at the Mamgachi home. When his father died, he and his mother moved to Srivas's house, where they received Mahaprabhu's special blessings. Sorry, I didn't need to say that before. Vrindavan Das later moved to the village of Dhenur in the Matreshwar precinct of the Burdwan district. Thus, Dhenur is considered to be his Shripat. Vrindavan Das writes Chaitanya Bhagavat. Vrindavan Das received copious blessings from Nityananda Prabhu, and he is therefore said to have been his initiated disciple. And this is from Chaitanya Charitamrita, Antya 2082. It says, Vrindavan Das is the recipient of Nityananda Prabhu's mercy. He is the original Vyas of Chaitanya's pastimes. He wrote Chaitanya Bhagavat in 1535 AD. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, the author of Chaitanya Charitamrita, praised him and his work in the following words. He said, Vrindavan Das, the son of Narayani, wrote the Chaitanya Mangal. Ved Vyas described Krishna Lila in the Śrīmad Bhagavatam, and Vyasa Das is the Vyas of Chaitanya Lila. Now that's what we were reading from just before, like what we did the Mangalacharana. And this is also what we just read before. And yeah, we'll read Srila Bhakti-vallabha Tirtha Goswami Maharaj's the translation here. So Vedvyas told the story of Krishna's pastimes in Srimad Bhagavatam. Vṛndāvana dāsa Ṭhākura is the Vyasadeva of the pastimes of Chaitanya. His Chaitanya Mangal annihilates all misfortune. From it, I learned the wonders of Lord Chaitanya and Nityananda Prabhu, and came to know all the subtlest doctrines of devotional service to Krishna. Vṛndāvana dāsa Ṭhākura has summarized the essence of Srimad Bhagavatam's teachings in his Chaitanya Mangal. If even an atheist or a Muslim should listen to Chaitanya Mangal, he immediately becomes a great Vaishnava. An ordinary human being could have not composed such a sublime work. Lord Chaitanya himself has spoken through the mouth of Vṛndāvana dāsa. I offer millions of obeisances unto the lotus feet of Vṛndāvana dāsa Ṭhākura, who has delivered the entire universe through his book. He was born in the womb of Narayani, who ate the remnants of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. How wonderful is his description of the activities of the Lord. Simply by hearing them, the three worlds have become sanctified. That's Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Lila, chapter 8. In the Chaitanya Bhagavat, Vṛndāvana dāsa Ṭhākura primarily narrates Mahaprabhu's early life, such as his childhood, his student life, his chastisement of the Kaji. And what I'm working on right now is the section, like right after the chastisement of the Kaji, then he goes to Sridhar Pandit's home and drinks water from his iron water pot meant for external use. So that's what I'm going to send out. So his chastisement of the Kazi, his departure from Navadvip, as well as some aspects of his life in Puri. He then became so absorbed in the description of Nityananda Prabhu's Leela that he only gave an abbreviated account of Mahaprabhu's later pastimes. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami then elaborated on these undescribed activities in his Chaitanya Charitamrita. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami wrote, Vṛndāvana dāsa is the authorized biographer of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and equal to Srila Vyasadeva. He has described the Lord's pastimes in a very sweet way. He was afraid of excessively enlarging his book, and so left some parts of Chaitanya of Mahaprabhu's pastimes untold. I shall try as far as possible to fill in these empty spaces. That's from Adi Lila chapter 13. Now, Vṛndāvana Dasa's criticism of Vaishnava Aparad. Oh, just last night, I went through Chaitanya Bhagavat and I tried to find all the sections that where he talks about Vaishnava Aparad and about taking sides of one Vaishnava and criticizing another. And it was, how many pages was it? It was, once I'm just opening up this file, it was, look, this is the file. 59 pages. Yeah, so this is a very, like, something that comes in every other chapter. He talks about how detrimental Vaishnava Aparad is. Vṛndāvana dāsa showed infinite mercy on the fallen souls by warning them. Eto parihare oje papi ninda kore, tobe lati marotar shirer upare. If someone still blasphemes the Vaishnava, even after being told how objectionable it is, I will kick him in the head. These same words are repeated several times throughout the Chaitanya Bhagavat. Some foolish and arrogant persons misunderstand such statements and criticize Vṛndāvana dāsa for having made them. Such criticism leads them to be mired in the bog of Vaishnava Aparad. In this connection, the remarks of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur Prabhupada, the founder of the Sri Chaitanya Math and all the Gaudiya Maths, are well worth studying. He says, I'm even ready to kick the heads of those envious and hellish persons who blaspheme Nityananda Prabhu, to forever prevent them from repeating their attempts to show disrespect for the Supreme Lord. Not only that, by doing so, I can bring about a clear conception of the truth, and I will be offering them the greatest service. With these words, Srila Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada continues, he says, with these words, the Thakur reveals compassion for even the most atheistic blasphemer with the unswerving faith appropriate to a servant of Nityananda Prabhu, the Supreme Guru. By this he instructs that though such people are an object of indifference due to their foolishness, their ignorance of the truth of Nityananda Prabhu, their insistence on rushing headlong on the path to hell, and their reluctance to act in their own real self-interest. Nevertheless, he and other compassionate Vaishnavas like him, who practice and preach the Lord's doctrines, they act for their welfare, they act for these people's welfare selflessly and causelessly. Vṛndāvana dāsa Ṭhākura is a servant of Nityananda Prabhu, who is an avatar of Vyas and Acharya of the Vaishnava faith. If even a single fleck of dust should fall from Vṛndāvana Dasa's foot onto the head of a sinful blasphemer, then that person will be blessed, and all his sinful conditioning will inevitably be eradicated. The compassion of Vishnu and Vaishnavas is beyond the comprehension of those who do not know what is truly in their own self-interest. Anyone who follows in the footsteps of Vṛndāvana dāsa Ṭhākura and both practices and preaches pure devotion to Gaur Krishna will always be engaged in an effort to bring about everyone's ultimate well-being. Though he may make a show of wanting to punish the enemies of the Lord, he in fact harbors a compassion toward them that knows no limit. And then it says, Vṛndāvana dāsa Ṭhākura's disappearance day is the Krishna Dashami of Vaishak. There's some dispute about the exact year of his disappearance, which is likely 1511 Shaka, which is 1589 AD. Oh, and Haribo Madan Gopāla Prabhu, Dandavat Pranams. Haribo. So, Jai Śrīla Vṛndāvana dāsa Ṭhākura ki Jai. So now we just have these couple last sections of this book, Sweeter and Sweetest. And then Madan Gopāla Prabhu, after we finish reading this, then Madan Gopāla Prabhu will offer his puṣpañjali. So now we're reading, this is the very end of Sweeter, Sweetest by Shripad Bhakti Surit Paramadvaiti Maharaj. So, Srila Gurudev's excellence. For several decades, Srila Gurudev liberally distributed throughout the world the divine panacea brought by Śrīman Mahaprabhu to the planet Earth more than 5 centuries ago. He did that regardless of place, circumstances, and qualification, out of his genuine concern for the true well-being of all the living entities. Srila Gurudev presented the scriptural teachings in such a way that people of all standards could understand them properly. With the use of very simple, straightforward language, solid reasoning, relevant examples, and above all, his most affectionate disposition, his instructions easily penetrated the hearts of all listeners. To top it all, he practiced all those instructions himself before teaching them to others. Apani achari dharma jivere shikai, which made them even more impactful. He always said that our instructions to others will have an influence. He always said that our instructions to others will have an influence on them only to the extent that we ourselves follow those instructions in our own life. The words of Sri Sanatana Goswami to Haridas Thakur in Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Antya-lila, chapter 4, verses 102 to 103, truly come to life in him. So he embodies these words. Apane achare keho na kore prachar, prachar koren keho na koren achar, achar prachar namer koroho dui karja, tumi sarva guru tumi jagater arja. Some conduct themselves very well, but do not preach Krishna Bhakti, whereas others preach, but they do not behave properly. You, O Haridas Thakur, you simultaneously perform both duties in relation to the holy name by your personal behavior and your preaching. Your achar and prachar. Therefore, you are the spiritual master of the entire world, for you are the most advanced devotee in the world. Due to his ability to present the science of devotion in an appealing manner, combined with his qualities of spontaneity, composed nature, rational thought, and vast scriptural knowledge, Srila Gurudev refuted many anti-devotional conclusions of materialistic persons and learned scholars. Thus, he successfully propagated the Prem Dharma, the gospel of transcendental divine love of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu across the globe. Behind all this service endeavors was his unflinching submission to the entire Guru Parampara. He was the very embodiment of Sharanagati, of unconditional self-surrender. Srila Gurudev never deviated one iota from his Gurudev's teachings, and he did not tolerate anyone doing so. Therefore, he was a perfect student of his spiritual master and an ideal carrier of his message in its true form and spirit. His dear godbrother, Srila Bhakti Niketan Turyashami Maharaj, once said, "No one can match the way Srila Tirtha Maharaj forewent eating and sleeping, while personally staying amid disturbances from all corners to preserve our Gurudev's teachings in their original perfect form." Srila Gurudev's affection toward the Vaishnavas is as vast as an ocean, and his virtuous nature is inconceivable, wonderful, and divine. Those who met him even once in their lifetime have certainly engraved his sweet smile and most pleasing nature on their hearts. All the Vaishnavas unanimously say, he is a great Vaishnav, an embodiment of the Trinadapi verse by Śrīman Mahaprabhu. His affection knows no boundaries. He is the one with spotless character. Several years ago, a group of devotees went to Srila Bhakti Sora Bhaktisar Goswami Maharaj, a disciple of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada, and introduced themselves as disciples of Srila Gurudev. He immediately said, "After the generation of our godbrothers, presently it is very rare to find an elevated Vaishnav like Bhakti Ballabha Tirtha Maharaj. If you want to learn the conduct of a Vaishnav, then approach him. Consider it good fortune, even if you have to undergo a debt to serve such an exalted Vaishnav." What more can be said about a person who has received bountiful accolades of many esteemed first-generation family members of Srila Prabhupada? Srila Gurudev is a gem of a Vaishnav, a perfect master, a peerless leader, and a role model for everyone. He has benefited countless people with his holy association. The current Vaishnav world and that of the future will remain indebted to him forever. With the departure of Srila Gurudev, this world has become deprived of a Mahabhagavat who is a treasure house of all exalted qualities, viz. Gentleness, benevolence, simplicity, excellence, sweetness, affectionate demeanor, fondness for devotees, compassion, serenity, patience, and many more. His illustrious life is a textbook of Vaishnav conduct. And with each page of it turned, one will see a life of perfection in every aspect of devotion. In other words, he is the true definition of the word Vaishnav, and his exemplary life is an actual description of Vaishnav standards. Mother Earth has become bereft. Mother Earth has become bereft of her invaluable jewel in his absence. Taha bina ratna shunya hoilo medhini. The Supreme Lord is omnipresent, and similarly, so is a bona fide Guru, for he is a direct manifestation of the Lord. So he is antaryami. A bona fide Guru is beyond material space and time. He gives instructions in numerous ways, both directly and indirectly. A truly surrendered disciple, through the mercy of Guru and Vaishnavas, can experience his Guru's presence everywhere and receive his spiritual instructions even in his physical absence. Such realization is actual and above all else. All other experiences of the material eyes and ears should be left behind. Our greatest test begins after the departure of our Guru. However, if we can stand firm and constantly remember his life's activities and follow his instructions, we can easily pass that test. Listening, singing, and meditating upon his transcendental activities can counter all the ill effects of this age of quarrel and dispute. Constant remembrance of those activities is the only way to stay away from the influence of the various dualities and contradictions of the current world. It is our prime duty to be one-pointedly committed to spreading his glories and teachings for the sake of our own welfare and for the sake of the welfare of others. By this, we will have done the greatest service to our spiritual master and ultimately to the Supreme Lord. O Srila Gurudev, all glories to you. May the fortunate souls whom you engaged in your direct service for all these years become my object of respect. May you win over my heart. May my mind constantly drink the nectar of your lotus feet. O my divine master, may I dedicate my life unto your holy feet, birth after birth. Srila Gurudev's final instructions. Before Srila Gurudev exhibited his pastimes of silence on November 2013, he often repeated particular instructions to his disciples and the devotees in his last few harikathas and conversations. Those pithy instructions are summarized below. This human birth is very rarely attained, and it is solely meant for worship of the Supreme Lord. To worship the Supreme Lord means to follow his instructions. After passing through many births, this human birth is attained, but we have no remembrance of all our previous births. Jalajanava lakshani stavara laksha vingshati krimayo rudrashankyaka pakshinam dasha lakshanam tringsha lakshani pashava chatur lakshani manusha. It's from the Vishnu Purana. There are 9 lakhs forms of life in the water and 20 lakhs forms of trees and other plants. There are 11 lakhs species of insects and reptiles, and 10 lakhs species of birds. There are 30 lakhs varieties of beasts, and 40 lakhs human species. No, 400,000 human species. Sorry, I almost got that wrong. 4 lakhs human species. So we must pass through 8 million different forms of life before we can come to the human form of life. This precious human birth can be lost at any moment. Therefore, Srila Prabhupada Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Ṭhākura said that the only and immediate duty in this human birth is to endeavor for one's eternal welfare. Labdva sudula bamidam bahusam bhavante manusham artadama nityamapi hadhira turnam yateta napater anumrittu yavan nishreyasaya vishaya kalu sarvatasyat. At Śrīmad Bhagavatam, 11th Canto, Chapter 9, verse 29. After innumerable births, we have been born as human beings. Therefore, this human birth is very rare. Although it is impermanent, it bestows the highest benefit of serving the Supreme Lord and the attainment of the highest object permanently. It is the actual duty of all human beings to try their utmost to achieve the highest welfare. Therefore, a person who has actual knowledge will endeavor for their highest eternal welfare before another death occurs. Because in all other births, we can connect with non-eternal worldly objects, which cause intense suffering. But one's actual eternal welfare is not possible. We are simply infatuated by the external beauty of this material world. But what can we see if our eyesight is lost? What is the value of these material eyes and ears? The Supreme Lord and his associates cannot be understood by any material sense organs. Ata Shri Krishna namadi na bhaved grahyam indriyai sevan mukhe hijivado swayam eva spuratyadha. That's Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, the the Purva 2:234. The Supreme Lord's name, form, qualities, pastimes, etc. cannot be perceived by the material sense organs. They are self-manifest to the transcendental sense organs of a devotee who renders service unto him. Do not blame others. Do not harm any living entity. Bona fide sadhus will never give up their nature of tolerance and mercifulness, even if oppressed by others. Even if they're oppressed by others, they will not give up their nature of tolerance and mercifulness. They are serving the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna always. His pleasure is their only target. Perform Hari Bhajan in their company, and you will get the actual fruit. On the occasion of Srila Gurudev's 89th Vyas Puja in Kolkata on April 29, 2013, he delivered his last Harikatha, in which he emphatically said, "Remembrance of Guru, Vaishnav, and Bhagavan destroys all impediments to the path of devotion and easily enables one to fulfill one's devotional desires. If we do not have faith in an actual bona fide Guru, in a pure devotee, and in the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna, then none of our spiritual practices will bear any result. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur is an eternal associate of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. If you think of him as an ordinary householder and that his teachings are ordinary, all your devotional practices will become zero. His contribution cannot be equaled or surpassed. Our most revered Gurudev used to say, you need do nothing else other than to translate Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur's books into the world's various languages, and you will have performed the greatest act of welfare for the people of the world." Wow. Before our most revered Gurudev departed from this world, he gave his final instructions. If we do not follow those instructions, we are in great danger of heading towards self-destruction. Be careful. Jai Srila Bhakti Balavatirtha Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai. Okay, so that concludes our reading of the book Sweet, Sweeter, Sweetest by Sripad Bhakti Suhrit Paramadvaiti Maharaj. And now I am going to hand it over to Madan Gopāla Prabhu, who will offer his puṣpañjali to the lotus feet of his Gurudev. Haribol, Madan Gopāla Prabhu. Okay, let me just...
Krishna Dandavat Pranam Prabhu. My voice is audible. You can hear me?
Loud and clear.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm first time using this on phone, and also I'm in Mayapur, so my setting may not be perfect. But also my English is poor, so you kindly bear that. And I am very grateful to you and to my god sister Mahalakshmi and others to give me this opportunity. So I will start with the prayers. Ajnana-timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitang Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Mukam karoti vachalam pangum langhayate girim Jat kripa tamaham bande Shri Gurum Tinataranam. Namayam Vishnu Padaya Shri Gaura Priyamurtaye Shrimate Bhakti Vallabha Tirtha Goswami Namine Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Bhaivacha Patitanang Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. At first I offer my innumerable Shashtanga Dandavat pranams unto the lotus feet of my most revered Gurudev, Srila Bhakti Vallabh Tirtha Goswami Maharaj. and pray for his causeless mercy to give me strength to think about his glories. Also, I offer my innumerable Shashtanga Dandvat Pranams unto the lotus feet of Śrīla Bhaktivedanta Narayan Gosai Maharaj, as well as all other Rupanuga Guru Vargas. I pray for their causeless mercy so that I may be engaged in the service of Supreme Lord Shri Krishna and his devotees. So I'm feeling very fortunate and blessed to get this opportunity. As we have heard, our Gurudev, in his last 3 years, he used to repeat this verse, Guru Vaishnav Bhagavan, Tiner Smarane Hoy Bigna Binashan, Onaye Se Hoy Nijo Banchita Puran. That if one will merely remember bona fide Guru, bona fide Vaishnav and Supreme Lord, then all obstacles to his bhajan will be removed and he will get all his devotional desires fulfilled. Also in another one letter, our Gurudev told merely by singing the glories of Guru and Vaishnavas, everything we will achieve. But he also told one very important thing, that without their grace, it is impossible to sing their glories. Because they are divine, they are beyond, like we heard this verse, Ata Shri Krishna Namadi, means Nam Rup Gun Lila of Krishna, means also Parikar. They are beyond the comprehension of material senses. So if there is any vanity, then we can have no access to them, actual. It is only to a completely surrendered soul or up to the degree of surrender that their transcendental qualities will be revealed. They will descend to him and he can speak their glories, and he should do for their satisfaction, not with any other ulterior motive. Otherwise, that will also not be their glories. When I took mantra diksha from my Gurudev, he personally gave me one instruction, that it is not that just by saying I have connection with such and such Guru, means like I got initiation from such and such Guru, like very exalted or world famous or something, that you will get anything. Like if we try to use Guru and his glorification for our own name and fame. I got initiation from such and such Guru, so I'm great. He told, merely saying this, you will not get any benefit. Even saying, I got so much association with Gurudev, like I was with him 12 years, 30 years, so many times I was also not. Because real benefit you will get how much you will surrender to Guru, how much you will follow his instruction. And he gave example of Dhruva Maharaj. He saw his Gurudev only once in his life. Only once. But it is the speciality of Dhruva that he followed the instructions of his Guru in toto, means completely. Exactly everything what Narad Goswami told him, he followed. So within a very short time, he got perfection. So sometimes we hear glorification of Guru by disciples, but for the sake of their own name and fame. That will not give us any benefit, it will remove us from devotion. So we should be very careful. I learned from my Gurudev about the target. Target should be the satisfaction of Krishna, and we should not have this vanity that I will teach others or I will sing the glories of Guru Vaishnava. No, that will be out of vanity. It is, you have to think, it is for my own eternal welfare, for the purification of my own heart. Then if I can give eternal welfare to myself, then others automatically will also be benefited, otherwise not. And just now, I heard you were reading from the book of our Srila Gurudev, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, his associates. So our Gurudev placed this pastime to teach us by his own example. One day he approached Srila Bhakti Pramod Puri Gosai Maharaj, his Shiksha Guru, and he very humbly said to him, Maharaj, I'm staying in the mat for a very long time, but I'm seeing all anarthas are in my heart. Other ulterior desires, they are still present in my heart. So I wish to sing the glories of Mahaprabhu's associates and his successors and Guru Parampara Acharyas to purify my heart. By this, I can purify my heart. Kindly please bless me that I may sing their glories. Then Srila Bhakti Pramod Puri Goswami Maharaj will say, yes, you do it. And if any help you will need, I will always be there. I will check, I will edit, I will add anything. You approach me. And they did. Our Gurudev writing and Srila Bhakti Pramod Puri Goswami Maharaj checking everything. And in this way, our Gurudev taught by his own example that we have to do it for our own purification, not out of any other ulterior motive. So I am praying for the causeless mercy of Gurudev. I am unable to do this, but everything is possible by his grace. Then Gurudev told, actually we cannot narrate the glories of Guru Vaishnava Bhagavan because their glories are beyond our estimation. He gave one example. In one village, one boy, somehow his father could collect money and he was sent to Kolkata for higher studies, and like this, gradually, he became a high court judge. And then when he came back to his village, then his grandmother, when they brought him in front of her, then out of affection, she blessed him, oh, my son, may you become a constable, like a policeman in a village, because that is the highest thing she can think of in that village. Although he already got much higher position, but it is beyond her estimation. But although she, like outwardly we may see, minimized him, like saying, may you, but because it is out of affection, there is no any offense there. He was not hurt and he accepted that. So like that, our Gurudev taught us, if with humbleness we try to sing their glories, then they will forgive our shortcomings and they will be satisfied with us. But we can never have that vanity. I can speak. Like Brahma, he told, they may say they know about Supreme Lord, but I can say that you are beyond my comprehension. So like that, any kind of vanity will not help us. Only surrender will help us in devotional practice. So this is one of the main devotional practices, to do kirtan. And especially if we sing the glories of Vaishnavas, Guru, then Supreme Lord will be more satisfied. Then if we sing his glories, so I'm blessed to have this opportunity. So I don't know what previous speakers already told, I was not hearing, but at least some biographical sketch I would like to remember. You may have read Shri Brihad Bhagavatamrita. There is a city in Assam, Pragjotishpur, that is old name. Now the name is Guwahati. So there is one of the 51 original Kali mandirs from original body of Sati called Kamakhya Devi. And all people, they are worshipping her for material benefits, mostly for getting child. But in Brihad Bhagavatamrita, you will find there was one sincere Brahmin. He worshipped her for wealth, but in dream, she gave him Krishna mantra And chanting that mantra, gradually he came to Gopakumar and ultimately to Golok Vrindavan. So our Gurudev told demigods, they have two aspects. They can give these worldly benefits, also eternal welfare they can give. So like that, the mother of our Gurudev, she prayed to that Kamakya Devi that I want one son who will be spiritually inclined. And as you know, Kamakya Devi or Kali or Durga, in Vrindavan, she is Jogamaya Devi. So outwardly as instrumental, the Jogamaya Devi, she sent our Gurudev and he appeared in Gwalpara Dham in Assam. And since birth, he was not ordinary child. He was always respectful to everyone, obedient, not wasting time in place and mischief and like this. Always he was silent, respectful, and he was inclined to do meditation and also worship one Shiva, which is just few meters from their house. Nowadays, we call that Shiva as Tirteshwar, Mahadev. So Gurudev worshipping there to show. And our Gurudev also told that when he was child, other children, they would request him, you come and play with us football. Then Gurudev said, no, I have no time, because Gurudev liked to solve mathematical equations. And he told them, you don't know how much happiness I get if I can solve one mathematical equation. That was his favorite subject. So one teaching also Gurudev gave through this. Once one devotee asked him one question. Then Gurudev told, actually, I cannot give you my brain. Even if I tell you, you will not be able to understand. Because you will have to practice and realize. Then you will be able to understand. Only by merely I will tell you, you cannot understand this point. Then he gave example when I was a young boy, I used to solve this mathematical equation, but one day I could not solve. And I had that vanity that no, I will not approach my teacher, although my teacher was next door. And one day I tried, full day. Second day, full day I tried. I was sweating, but I could not sleep, eat nothing. Third day, also could not. But he was sincerely trying. Then ultimately, after 3 days, he went to his mathematical teacher, and he showed him this and how he was trying. Then teacher gave only one little indication he showed him. Then immediately Gurudev understood. Oh, yes, now, and it was solved. So our Gurudev told, if I would not practice so much before these things, what Gurudev told means what my teacher told me, I would never be able to understand. Like that in devotional life, we have to follow the instructions of Guru. Then by realization, we will be able to understand. So there are so many other pastimes in Gwalpara as a child, you will find in the book. And there he also, for the first time, met his own Gurudev. And he felt attracted to him and surrendered to him. Then they had correspondence, and Parangurudev, he ordered him to read Jaiva Dharma. Then all his questions will be solved. Gurudev went to library in that Gwalpara, and that librarian, he told, you are the first person to request for this book. So Gurudev read Jaiva Dharma, and he really said all my doubts, everything was clear. That is why our Gurudev also instructed all his disciples, first book, you should read Jaiva Dharma, and all other books of Śrīla Vṛndāvana dāsa Ṭhākura, as we heard. And then gradually he joined the mat, and he was the most dear disciple of our Parangurudev, fully dedicated to him. There are so many examples of how he was surrendered. It is beyond our imagination. Then also our Parangurudev told, I have many disciples, but according to my heart, I have one who is up to my heart, that is Tirtha Maharaj, fully surrendered. And there was one god brother of our Parangurudev, Krishna Keshav Prabhu. He was also for some time sevak of Śrīla Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. He asked him, to Madhav Gosai Maharaj, you are making a very big mission. So many branches you are opening, so many, all this. After you, who will take care of this? How it will go on? Then Parangurudev told, you don't worry about this. One who will come after me, he will be better than me. He will preach more than me. You don't worry about this. Then you know the history. Our Gurudev was appointed as next Acharya, and really whole life he was perfectly following all the instructions of Parangurudev, and everywhere he was successful, victorious, and all who came in.
Oh no, it looks like it cut out. Hari Madan Gopāla Prabhu? Can you hear me?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes, I
the
can.
internet cut out. Okay. The internet cut out just for like a minute. I think you were saying all
There
who
was a
came.
car.
Yeah. Now it's back, but there's like
Oh,
it cut out for like a minute. You said all who came in contact with him or something. I think the
yes,
internet cut out.
all who came in contact with him, they were awakened. Because one awakened soul, one realized soul can awaken others. So all were blessed, all were awakened. So then I said that you know from Shastra in Padma Puran, Lord Shiva told to Parvati that in this Kali Yuga, you will find so many so-called gurus, pseudo gurus, who will take money from their disciples. But rarely you will find a Sadguru who will take suffering from his disciples by prescribing devotion. So I got this experience in my first meeting with my Gurudev. I was hearing Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj's Harikatha. There he told about the necessity of bona fide Guru, and I accepted that. And also I had this desire to meet such a person from whom I could hear about Krishna like he's speaking. So I, by Krishna's arrangement, I could come to Sri Mayapur Dham, and after a very troublesome travel, there were some delays and so many things, troublesome and long. So when I first met my Gurudev, he was like effulgent like a sun and so beautiful, out of this world I cannot describe. I never saw anything like that. Then Gurudev, being omniscient, he asked me, how was your travel? Then I asked, oh, so very long, very troublesome like this, with bad mood, I told. Then Gurudev told, everything depends on the will of Supreme Lord Shri Krishna. Then when I heard this from him, I felt for the first time in my life, I heard about Krishna so many times before, but I felt the Gurudev personally knows him, Krishna. No, he personally knows him. And because Gurudev is established in that realization that whatever happens by the will of Krishna is for the benefit of all, that tatenu kampam susamikshamanam bune, that verse, Gurudev is living in that reality. So only this one sentence, that drop of that reality entered into my heart. Immediately, all my troubles, everything totally vanished, fully vanished, and I felt some transcendental bliss coming from within my heart. So that was my first meeting. I experienced this, what Shiva told, that this will happen. So after that, in my every interaction with Gurudev, I felt this is beyond any expectation like goodness. It is always, I was surprised, positively surprised beyond my expectation how it can be so good. And whatever he was doing and whatever he was saying, then I thought this is like, it cannot be better. The next interaction, it was better and like this all the time. And each time I felt it cannot be better like this because Gurudev is divine person. his transcendental quality is always increasing, and that is always beyond our material comprehension. Like Krishna is always newly experienced. Like that, his personal associates always newly experienced. I did not have connection with Krishna, but I had with Gurudev, I got this experience that what is the meaning of divinity. And whole time it was happening like this. And so beautiful. And even when he disappeared, and yesterday we observed his disappearance day, even when he disappeared, that time when I first saw his photo, even that time I was astonished at his beauty. Like I was thinking, even when he's dead, of course, pure Vaishnava Guru is never dead, but like think, even when he's dead, he's so beautiful. It was beyond my imagination. So there were so many interactions, and I could ask questions, and Gurudev replied to the point, and every time encouraging, sometimes chastising. And after some time, I could feel that his mercy is boundless. He wanted to correct me for my own good. So all these things I experienced, and that is beyond, no one can finish at any time. That is, his glories are unlimited. One can narrate for innumerable time, but still he cannot finish, because that is divine person and always unlimited. So I would like to now, when you are reading from this book of my god brother, Srila Paramadeti Maharaj, I remembered one thing. He mentioned that even Gurudev may not be physically present or something, but Gurudev is everywhere, and those who are surrendered, they will get. So our Gurudev in last days, he was very much engaged in writing. But one day in one darshan online, he asked that how devotees are. So that time I felt that I want to share with my Gurudev that how I am, and also I had one small question. So I sent it to Paramadeti Maharaj, Prahlad Prabhu before. Then after there was no reply for some time, then he wrote to me, Prabhu, actually I tried to approach Gurudev, but he's so much absorbed in his writing and these things, I could not approach him. It was not possible. So I request you, you just follow what Gurudev told you up till now, and it is not possible now. Then I felt little disappointed, but at the same time, I did not want to disturb Gurudev's Leela. Then that night, that same night, the Gurudev appeared in my dream by his grace, and he answered that question to me very clearly. So that is true. If someone is surrendered and has faith, then Guru will make arrangement and he will guide. There was also one pastime. There are so many, but there is no time. Maybe this last time I will tell, because it was there mentioned. Our very prominent teaching of our Gurudev was this: don't blame others for your own suffering. Citing the example of Dhruva Maharaj. He was angry on his stepmother, but Mother Suniti, she told him, yes, you worship Supreme Lord, but if you will think that your stepmother is the cause of your suffering, then you will not be able to please Supreme Lord. Why? Because only Supreme Lord is giving the fruit of actions, no one else. They may be instrumental, but they are not the cause. Whatever behavior we did to others, that we are getting back. So you should not think your stepmother to be the cause of your suffering, and you will have hostile mentality. No, it means you are not accepting Supreme Lord. He's giving the fruit. So Dhruva accepted this teaching of Mother Suniti, and he effaced from his heart all hostile mentality to stepmother, father, or anyone in this world. That is why he could do call Supreme Lord with one pointed attention, and also Supreme Lord was protecting him and sending him bona fide Guru, everything because of this. So Gurudev gave much importance on this point. So one time in our daily mat, I wanted to ask something to Gurudev in his room. Then, then his sevak told me, after darshan, we will see, because many devotees coming, we will see. And he was telling me, not today, next day you come, next day like this. And almost like 14 days went on like this. I felt he does not want that I should approach Gurudev. Then one day he said, okay, today you will come. Then I was waiting in the line, and I last. Then that day, that sevak was not there. Then I told to another sevak, actually today I will have to ask one question to Gurudev. Then that sevak said, no, that is not possible. If that sevak is not there, then you cannot. And he was not there. Then I was disappointed and little angry. And Gurudev, seeing my face, he only smiled. He gave me that prasad as usual, and only smiling. Then I went to my room, and I was doing my sandhya, means anik. Then when I was doing, I'm explaining this only to show the glory of Gurudev, no any other thing. So I was doing anik, and when doing Guru Mantra, that time Gurudev appeared. And he only said one word, what is the use of blaming others? Then I could accept in my heart, and I was like peaceful. Then when I came down to our temple in Delhi, that time by the grace of Gurudev, I could see that this whole, our Delhi mat is Chinmoy, means transcendental. Everything is made of transcendental particles, and everywhere there is the grace of Gurudev. It is not that only if you will enter into the room of Gurudev and asking question, then you can get his grace. No, everywhere is his grace. All this is his grace. Everywhere. By Gurudev's grace, I got that vision, because Gurudev told many times that they asked Prabhupada Bhaktisiddhanta, why you are staying in Kolkata? You should stay in Dham. Then Prabhupada said, I never staying in Kolkata. Where Radha Krishna appear, that is Vrindavan. I am staying in Vrindavan. Our Gurudev repeatedly told about our Kolkata mat, it is transcendental. So we are hearing these things. But that day, by the grace of Gurudev, I actually saw that. I cannot explain to you, but it was, everything was very blissful, and I saw it. Wall, mic, everything was Chinmoy, Vrindavan. And everywhere is Gurudev's grace. Everywhere. Then I understood, oh, it was Gurudev's arrangement to give me this teaching. That is why he made this arrangement, that I should not have any limited conception of Guru and his grace. So he was behind all this arrangement so that I could understand. So there are so many other, by the grace of Gurudev, causeless mercy, I could got realize, because he's a realized soul, and also he revealed to us that one time one devotee asked him that, Gurudev, next birth I want to take your shelter. Then Gurudev said, those who go to Golok, they don't like to take birth. They don't like to come to this world. Only if Supreme Lord will order them for preaching, then they will go. But why Supreme Lord will send me? I am not fit for preaching. He will send Nayan Moni Manjari, means Prabhupada. He will send her. Why will send me? They will give me that service of Radharani. Gurudev revealed what is his service in Radharani morning Lila. So that time I understood that from where Gurudev is coming. He's in the group of Nayan Moni Manjari, and he also spoke about that I am under Kamala Manjari, means Bhaktivinoda Thakur, I am under Nayan Moni Manjari. But that time when he spoke about his seva and all these things, that time I understood, oh, Gurudev really is personal associate of Radharani. So from there he came, and Gurudev told the pure devotees, they appear in this world out of compassion for fallen souls. Then again they will go back, that is also out of compassion to give that teaching. Also, when our Gurudev disappeared, I felt this whole world is white, no any nothing. And inviting me to go there, I want to go where he went, that Vrindavan, and Gurudev told. So also I asked Gurudev in 2006 that Gurudev, after disappearance of Guru, then how disciple will keep connection? Then Gurudev told, actually, you are reading Bhagavad Gita, and there it is mentioned that even the Atma of conditioned soul is eternal. Then how Gurudev will not be eternal? What is this? This is materialism. And actually you did not see the actual form of Guru. Then he gave example of Bhakti Saraswati Thakur, his 9 Mani Manjari in Radharani service, but we are seeing here in this world like beard and male and like this. We did not see, so you don't worry about this. You take absolute shelter of bona fide preceptorial channel and you worship Supreme Lord under their guidance, then everything you will realize, you don't worry about this. Then in 2017, when I got message that Gurudev is playing pastime of illness, that time I became disturbed. Then again, from within my heart, Gurudev appeared and reminded me of that Harikatha 11 years ago. Then fully I was peaceful and I understood now Gurudev will disappear very soon. This is his disappearance lila. Then because I was in Vienna temple for one seva, they called me. Then one day after Mangal Arati, I became so sleepy. Every day I was going Mangal Arati and then doing program, everything. But that day, so much sleepy, I could not bear, I could not tolerate. It was something unusual. Then I went after Mangal Arati, I went again to sleep. Then that time Gurudev appeared in dream and told how to go further. After his disappearance, how to go further. Then I woke up, then I said, oh, this is Gurudev's arrangement. That is why I became so sleepy. Then again, one time, so like this, by causeless mercy of Gurudev, then we can get some real experiences and devotion. There are so many teachings. I don't want to take too much time. Only I wanted to remember because yesterday we observed his disappearance day. On some other occasion, I can tell some more if if such arrangement will be there. So I am bowing down to the lotus feet of my Gurudev and praying for his causeless mercy to kindly engage me in the service of his lotus feet and the lotus feet of his object of worship, Guru Gauranga Radha Krishna. And I am also bowing down to you all, audience here, devotees. I am very grateful to you that I got this opportunity. Also, I met your Gurudev, Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Gosai Maharaj, many times with our Gurudev together in 99 and other. And in 2009, your Gurudev in Venice, he asked me, how is your Gurudev? Is he still coming to West? I told him, no, Maharaj, now he's not. Oh, now he stopped. Now he stopped. He's my friend. He's my friend. He told me. There is a recording and also they published. So they had very close relation. Our Gurudev also felt separation grief when Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Gosai Maharaj disappeared, and so many his disciples came to our Gurudev, and our Gurudev pacified them with realization. I was present in those meetings. He told those who have transcendental eyes, they can see where your Gurudev is now, what he's doing. So by that realization, he was telling them everyone was pacified. So I'm also praying for the grace of Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Gosai Maharaj and all your devotees. Kindly please bless me. And thank you for giving me this opportunity. And if some other opportunity will come, we will see each other.
Jai. Wow, that was very beautiful. And it's very nice how you started it with the process of how how to glorify these personalities, that we don't have any power to glorify them. But this is what our duty is. This is the only way that we can become purified and make a relationship. But it's also, we're not. It's it's completely beyond our capability. But by their example, they've shown us how we should glorify. And anyways, that was very, very wonderful.
Gurudev
There's
told
this.
if we do it
Yes.
humbleness, with surrender, then we can actually do it properly.
Mm.
Then we will be benefited. Though we are incapable and they're beyond all this. But if we, with humbleness, we try, then they will bless us.
Yes. There's one just a short quote. I just want to want to end with this one quote by it was in a magazine, the Gaudiya magazine. I think it was the Gaudiya magazine of Śrīla Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada. And when you were just explaining this and pastimes, it reminded me of this, and so I want to read. He says, "Why is it so important for a sadhak to experience separation? In order to give motion to any substance within the material world, some energy is needed. For example, with the help of excessive combustion, rockets can carry a space shuttle across the layers of the atmosphere. Similarly, in the stage of sadhan, the sadhak will only make advancement when the fire of separation from Guru and Krishna is present. If properly ignited and blazed in the heart, this fire of separation can even take the jiva beyond the many layers of this material creation to the spiritual world. When the sadhak associates with a devotee who is already experiencing the intense fire of separation, that fire is ignited within his own heart. Those with a profound and intimate love for their Gurudev are overwhelmed by the most painful feelings of separation in his absence. Conditioned souls like us cannot possibly imitate the genuine feelings of separation experienced by Krishna's eternal associates. If we ever feel the slightest trace of what they feel, our lives will become successful." And that part just gave me a lot of hope, that even if because we only feel separation to the degree that we've actually served with love, like to the degree that there's service and love, to that degree you'll experience separation. But then even if there isn't a feeling of separation, if you are with those whose hearts are burning with that separation, then that fire that's burning in their heart can also ignite the fire in our heart. And so there's never any, even if we're not feeling any separation, there's no reason to feel hopeless or like there's no chance for me, because we have to get the association of those who are really feeling that separation, and then we'll also start to feel that same separation. And I've always noticed, like on the disappearance day of my Gurudev every year when that comes up, I don't normally feel so much, but then when I hear the beautiful glorifications of devotees and I see their separation, that's when I start to feel something. And so I'm very grateful to be able to hear these beautiful glorification of your Gurudev, and it's also inspiring me for me also with my like the relationship with my Gurudev. And I just wanted to thank you, Prabhu. Yeah, and
Thank you. This is true. Our Gurudev used to give one example of Banshidas Babaji Maharaj. One person repeatedly approached him, "I want to get God." Babaji Maharaj, ultimately he said, "You have to cry for him." So our Gurudev told, we could give so many scriptural verses and everything, but Babaji Maharaj said only one thing: you have to cry for him, then you can get him. The one who is feeling then our Gurudev explained, but we are not feeling that separation from Krishna, not that perturbation of heart is not there. But if we associate with such persons who have that, then we will also get it. Like you said.
Jai.
Yes. Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you. Hare
Maybe
Krishna.
I will see you again here in Mayapur someday.
I hope so. Yes. So that is the end of our program for today. It's now 8:30, so this is a good time to end. And tomorrow there will be more glorifications. So I know Nri Hari Prabhu and Pavatarani Mataji, they'd like to offer their puṣpañjali, and also Rukmini Didi. And I don't know anybody else, Rukmanjari Didi, and like if anybody wants to offer their puṣpañjali, you can message me. And yeah, that I'll just do a very short Mahamantra, and then we'll end for today. Okay. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Jaya Gurudeva, Jaya Gurudeva, Jaya Bhakti Vallabha, Tirtha Goswami, Bhakti Vallabha, Jaya Tirtha Goswami, Jaya Bhakti Daita, Madhav Goswami, Bhakti Daita, Madhav Goswami, Jaya Swaparshara Śrīla Prabhupada, Swaparshara Śrīla Prabhupada, Jaya Swaparshara Śrīla Prabhupada, Swaparshara Śrīla Prabhupada, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gaur Hari Bol. Jai Shri Nitai Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol. Madana Gopāla Prabhu, would you like to do Jai Dvani?
Jai Shri Shri Guru Gaurango Gandharvika Giridhari Jiu ki Jai. Jai Shri Shri Guru Gaurango Shishi Radha Madan Mohan Panchatatatmak Shri Gaura Huri ki Jai. Jai Nittarila Pristom Vishnupat Paramahamsa Statarsa Chishila Bhakti Vallabh Tirtha Goswami Shila Guru Maharaj ki Jai. Jai Nittarila Paristom Vishnupat Paramahamsa Statarsa Chishila Bhakti Vedanta Narayan Gosai Maharaj ki jai. Jai Nitya Prishtom Vishnupat Paramahamsa Tatar Sachi Śrīla Bhakti Daita Madhav Gosai Maharaj ki jai. Jai Nitya Prishtom Vishnupat Paramahamsa Tatar Sachi Śrīla Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Gosai Maharaj ki jai. Jai Nitya Prishtom Vishnupat Paramahamsa Tatar Sachi Śrīla Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Gosai Prabhupada ki jai. Jai Swaparshad Śrīla Prabhupada ki jai. Jai Paramahamsa Śrīla Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj ki jai. Jai Śrīla Sachidananda Bhakti Vinod Thakur ki jai. Jai Vaishnav Sarvam Śrīla Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj ki jai. Jai Shri Rupanuga Guru Bare ki jai. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Govardhan Vrindavan Shri Radha Kunda Sham Kundatmak Shri Brajamandal ki jai. Jai Shri Navadev Dham ki jai. Jai Dham Vasi Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Jai Shri Purushottam Dham ki jai. Jai Shri Baladev Subhadra Jagannath Shri Sudarshan Chakra Jiv ki jai. Jai Shri Vrinda Devi Tulsi Devi ki jai. Jai Sarva Vigna Vinashanakari Shri Nrishinga Dev ki jai. Jai Shri Prahlad Maharaj ki jai. Jai Patit Pavan Śrīla Vṛndāvana dāsa Ṭhākura ki jai. Jai Tadiyati Ravav Titi Puja Mahamahotsav ki jai. Jai Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrinda ki jai. Jai Samagata Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Jai Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki jai. Gaur Paramanande. Sure.
Vrinda Tulsideva Priya Keshavashta Krishna Bhakti Padadevi Saptavataya Namo Namaha Vancha Kalpatarubhyashta Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Right. Right. Hare Krishna. Dandavat pranams, dear devotees, and look forward to seeing you all tomorrow for more glorifications of Nityalila Pravishya Shishimad Srila Bhakti Balavat Tirtha Goswami Maharaj. Right. Hari Bol. And thank you so much for Madan Gopāla Prabhu, Dandavat pranams. And also pranams everybody else. Let's see, Guru Nishta Prabhu, Yashoda Mataji, Rukmini Didi, and Rasaraj Prabhu, and Rup Manjari Didi, and Nitai, and Anadi Krishna Prabhu, Sarveshwari Mataji, Chatamai Mataji, Nitai Mukeshji, and on YouTube and Facebook, Raseshwari Mataji, Anada Didi, Vidya Lalasa Didi, Hari Priya Didi, Ganga Mataji, Vangsiwala Prabhu, Rohini Nandan Prabhu, Janardan Prabhu, Shash Sharmaji, and so many other devotees. Thank you so much. Yeah, Jai. See you all tomorrow. Hari Bol.